just hitting a few big shots in the clutch. What did it feel like to help cloud a win tonight?
I mean, I feel like it was really huge for me and huge for the team, obviously. I mean, these guys believe in me to make those kind of shots in that type of moment. I mean, I don't think I made a three the other day, and they're still going to find me no matter where I am, and you know, make sure that if I'm open, they're going to give me the ball. So I really just give back to them for always finding me in my spots.
Mark, just the way that your team kind of responded to some adversity midway through the second half, what would you kind of see from your standpoint?
I mean, I thought they did a great job responding in general. When you're in this game after losing, it's obviously very disappointing. And the way we came out at the start of the half, and then to your point, you know, we really had to respond when they made that run and took the lead there, and took a fairly substantial lead. And you know, we buckled down, we got a couple big stops, made a couple plays, and obviously it helps when you step up and make big threes like Jules did. But this guy was fantastic this whole tournament. He really grew up. He's taking unbelievable care of the ball. He's finding his shot. He's really becoming a heck of a point guard.
Mark, I know you guys maybe struggled defensively a little bit early in the second half, but when you guys made that run, got some critical stops. What changed for you guys defensively?
I think again we're just so marginal when we react. But when we're proactive and actually making plays, you know, then we have, you know, efforts like we've had against Michigan State and Kentucky and stuff like that. And it's just sometimes even in the course of the game, it's like you got these guys when they flip a switch and start, you know, we're in the right spots, but sometimes if you're just sitting there reacting and letting the guy roll into you and getting a catch and letting him shoot a jump hook or something, that's not good defense, even though you're in the right spot. So I think it's just being way more proactive and making some plays, getting some hands on balls.
Mark, your rotation has changed a little bit here in Portland. You've been first off the bench tonight. Just what has it been like for you watching him?
Hey, I mean, everybody gets a chance. Everybody will continue to get a chance. And Ben has played really well. When he's got in, he's really helped us with his minutes. And when you're in these tough games like this, you know, it's playing is a privilege, not a right. You got to come in and you got to change the game. You got to change the energy, and I mean, there's no doubt he's certainly done that each and every time he's got in.
Nolan, just on Mark's comment saying that you grew up here in Portland, what do you think about the last 3 games that you've played, and what's maybe changed for you since coming here?
Coming here has been life-changing, honestly. Just being able to play against, you know, the best of the best teams. PK80 has been one of the, you know, tournaments that I've been wanting to be at all my life. I feel like growing up, so you know, it's a blessing. You know, being able to grow up and being able to do what I do. You know, so thank you. That's all I gotta say to Coach Hugh. Thank you for letting me get the opportunity to do what I do. So.
What have you learned through about a month of being this team's starting point guard?
Say it one more time.
What have you learned through kind of the first month of being this team's starting point guard and kind of all that comes with that?
No, I've learned a lot, especially just the players' character traits. You know, where they want the ball or, you know, where they need it. You know, just stuff like that.
How good did that feel, Julian? Been a minute since that's happened for you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you just feel amazing, you know, especially for these guys to, you know, look to give me the ball, you know, when the shot clock running down and we need a big shot. I mean, these guys were, you know, coming out their way to, you know, let me take that shot, and they believe in me. So, I mean, it feels amazing just to be able to go out there and knock them down. I mean, those are the shots that, you know, when you're in the gym by yourself, those are the ones that you envision yourself making. So, I mean, it's just really amazing.
You guys have got us the field goal in the final 6 minutes and 30 seconds of the game. One thing to believe that you can do to actually have that materialize against an opponent like Xavier, how much does that do for this group kind of moving forward that you know that you're capable against a high-level opponent of kind of catching fire to that level?
Oh, I mean, it's really important, you know, to know that we can execute down the stretch. I mean, you know, every time down, Coach had a scheme or something that he wanted to execute, and you know, they threw something at us that might have threw us off course a little bit, and we all improvised and, you know, made the right play. So I feel like that's really huge that we can, you know, improvise on the spot. You know, we're looking to, you know, get through the ball down the stretch, and they're doing a really good job of, you know, taking him out of his comfort zone. He can make that extra pass to overcome.
Mark, what'd you make of both ends in those final 5 minutes? It wasn't all offensive. So defense?
No, yeah, like I said, I think we got back, and I thought we really made some plays. I mean, you know, we scrambled around after some defensive rotations, we blocked some balls at the rim. And then in that run that they made, I mean, there was a lot of 50-50 balls that were just kind of hanging out there, and I thought Xavier did a great job of just grabbing them, making plays when they made their run, and then we kind of flipped the switch. But, you know, we put Brazier on Boom because he started heating up, and I thought that was a big difference. And we finally, I don't know if we fully shut down Nunge at the end. I guess he just didn't take any shots, so that was probably big for us.
Can you all speak to Drew's second half and what did he say maybe at halftime and what kind of got him going there?
I mean, it was actually funny because I mean he was telling us, you know, like, hey, I'm struggling, like you know, carry me, like get me through this rough patch. And we told him, forget that, we're gonna get you the ball early and get you going in your spot. And I thought we did a great job of that, you know, that first 4 minutes of the second half. I don't know how many baskets he scored consecutively, but I mean that got him going, that got us going because we had just talked about it. So I mean that was a really big moment.
We have time for a couple more. Nobody?
Mark, I got one for Baylor. Down the road, nothing gets easier for you now. Just the job in the program, Scott's built there, what he walked into, what he's done.
It's one of the most amazing stories I think in sport. From where it was, I mean, it was about as low could be, with just, you know, apathy plus all the stuff that had happened there. And he's just such a positive person and positive force, and that's what his program's like. And you know, they really got I'm not gonna say a system, but they know they're recruiting to what works at Baylor, and you know, those perimeter players they've had in the national championship game were terrific. The ones they have now are terrific. They have athletes inside, and he's really got that thing going. So it's you know, he's a good guy too. So it's nice when good things happen to good people.
How much better is he in pickleball?
He's not. He'd tell you that.
Mark, did you see at all what Portland did today, Michigan State, and what are your thoughts on them rising up to the top?
No, they've had a great week down here. I mean, it's a pretty nice deal. You can play at home and get on your home court, but they've responded. They dealt with you know, the cards that were thrown on the table, and they've done. I'm hoping it allows these national media people to understand, you know, instead of just writing off that we're going to go undefeated every year. These schools are tough outs. They're really well coached. They have old teams that are smart. They know how to play. If you watch those games, what Portland did, they really schemed a lot, and it bothered a lot of people. And you know, these kind of other teams that maybe we don't know about are getting older players via the transfer portal, and they're getting old, and they're tough outs.
Julian, anything get you going, extra work or mindset or anything that got you going tonight compared to the others?
Nah, I feel like I just did the same thing that I always do, you know, get ready for these games. Obviously, really disappointed in, you know, how the game went. I went for myself, but as a team the other day, and, you know, just making sure that, you know, we bounce back. And we didn't want to get on this plane, you know, with our heads down. We really wanted to, you know, go home with a high head and, you know, take something positive from this trip and get home and get back to work. So I felt like that was the main thing.
Julian, what's the motivation level going up against Baylor? You didn't play necessarily in that championship game, but is it a game that you guys have been kind of penciling in for a long time?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, every time I see, you know, Baylor playing, I just kind of, you know, think to that national championship game. So for sure, just, you know, excited to go out there and, you know, play against a great team in a neutral site. And I feel like it's going to be fun. I mean, those are the games that, you know, all the great players, you know, been playing. You know, it's a top matchup, a bunch of great guys on the court. So I mean, I'm super excited.
Cut it off.